Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, Mr. Louis Armstrong, for that inspiring intro there. Hey guys, what's going on? Memes here. So, whilst I was searching the internet of stuff and things, searching for an experiment of everything, because apparently Professor Keating gets a lot of emails about, hey, I've got this great idea, just do the math for me, and I'll share my Nobel Prize winnings. He's like, I never get an email about an experiment of everything. I intend to change that. All I'm saying is I typed it into YouTube, and one of the things that came up that was very interesting based upon my algorithm of stuff and things on this internet was apparently about a month or so ago, I believe Professor Witten gave a talk. So I brought it up. And then physicists very often, and again, this shouldn't be the only thing, experiment needs to fit whatever theory you have. I see you there, Deej. Welcome, my friend. But what they're saying is it's like, okay, now if you're looking at something, especially if you can simplify it, very often the mathematics are quite beautiful. And if mathematics underlies physics and physics underlies biology, and basically that helps underlie us within this universe. All I'm saying is, I think this is a very beautiful universe. So I brought it up because this particular talk, as we can see right here, it basically goes into Edward Witten, IAS, the Institute for Advanced Study, Princeton, on the role and meaning of symmetries in field theory. In the age of Zoom, I don't think he did really many of these before the pandemic and stuff. Hopefully, we're getting past our 100-year plague. Love y'all. But this came up, and to be fair, I haven't even really gotten into it. But this was one of the things that I noticed that caught my attention. Things load up. I'm like, wait a second. Oh my God! It's the Santa Claus of physics! I apologize, Professor Browhurst. But I noticed this man right here. They came up because this is the thing. If you're in a classroom, yeah, you have a certain decorum, this, that. But within the internet, we're all in different localities, so you're observing things differently. This man with such a beautiful beard comes up, and he's puffing on a pipe. I'm like, that totally goes with the Santa Claus meme. And I just see this, and I'm like, this is such a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful world. And actually to connect this to everything else, where'd Mr. Brothers go? Oh my God, everything's jumping around. That would never confuse anybody, especially if you're trying to gain a coherent standard of what's going on. But so then I YouTubed Professor David Broadhurst. What do we have here? Oh, what's this? The internet. Combinatorics of Feynman intervals. Integrals. Words can be hard. But go on, David Broadhurst.
He said quantum field theory means that this one is actually an expansion, presumably. We don't know whether an asymptotic expansion or a convergent expansion in, now I have to press this button. Yeah, there we go. In the fine structure constant, which is approximately equal to 1 over 137.
So wait, hold on. The fine structure constant, you say? That's very interesting. We go back to our other tab right over here. Okay. We plug in the hyperbolic vortex equation. All I'm saying is an asymptotic expansion or convergent kind of sounds like either the Big Bang or maybe a vortex. And apparently they've been able to knot some things in some, I don't know, boson, fermion, something like that, according to Professor Wolfram. Okay, hyperbolic vortex equation. We go to the first answer. All right. Now we square the first answer. There we go. That looks like the fine structure constant. All right. We go back to Professor David Broadhurst. Continue, good sir.
137 by pi. Oh. Divide 137 by pi. Why can't?
This is also why I love this.
Yes. Divide 137 by pi and then take a half of it. So that's about 1 part in 1,000.
Okay. So we're going to go back to, just because things stopped working, even at that time, his reaction, the way he goes about, he's like, oh, yes, a stick, thank you. But all right. So I actually didn't even do this beforehand. So I'll go over here. So, okay, it's approximately 137, 1 over 137 for the fine structure constant. Okay, so if we actually have, I claim, or at least to like 14 digits there. All right, we're going to do this. So then we need to do that over. Is it over 1? God, it should be 137 something. Nope, that's not how you do it. Oh, wait. Divide that by 1. Okay. So that should be over 1. 1 over the fine structure constant should lead to, okay, there we go. 137.35, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we take that. We said divided by pi. So we have Wolfram alpha. It actually does pi. Okay. 43.61. Now, at least in elementary school, they would tell us very often to round up. That would be 44. Well, very interesting. And then we take half of that. I'm making no claim there. These are just things that I look at. I'm like, that's interesting. Okay, I think I did this wrong. You said it. Well, that's a whole bunch of numbers. Oh, well, we'll go back to the good professor here. I like the play. All right. Professor David Broadhurst. Probably kind of clickbaity.
And then he got a Nobel Prize for that.
Oh.
But the subsequent calculations were kind of clear. We had from the Feynman rules and the ways from Freeman-Dyson of renormalizing quantum field theory. And in 1957, we have the third chapter. There had been a previously incorrect value. And we start to see here zeta values. Unfortunately, I can't point at them. But can you see zeta of 3? And also pi squared times log 2. Well, that's log 2, as we heard from Jean, is a decorated.
Long story short is he goes into some fantastic combinatorics. He ends up computing via like 22 loops, which essentially I believe it's madness at that point. It's like I was up at like 6 like last year, but then I kept plugging away. I'm like, oh, it's half of 44. Now again, I'm making no claim. What if that just happens to be the limit of measure? I'm just saying these are questions. I see you there, Deej, but that's all I really got. I thought this was kind of fun, but peace out, everybody. Be safe. It's a crazy world out there. You never know what could happen. You might even run into some dancing squirrels.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
Peace out, everybody.
Have you guys checked out the Memes of Destruction's channel? He's an interesting dude. I like him.